Hey guys, this was unexpected. This video I was not expecting to do so soon. As soon as, today, but it may be strange to a few of you, and you might not understand what exactly is going on, but for those that have been here since I started back in 2017 and my original channel got, taken down and whatnot, I wanted to talk about the information that came into light last night. Information that I'd hoped, I'd prayed, and I cried that I'd wake up and find out it's all a hoax, that it's fake, but unfortunately so, a whole bunch of larger media outlets have confirmed it, and another piece of my childhood is gone. This is just extremely surreal, just like Takahashi with his death, and Yu-Gi-Oh being a huge part of my life growing up. Akira Toriyama was a huge part of my life growing up. When I was in my double-digit years, when I was first starting my double-digit years. So, I wanted to take a moment and pause and go back and talk about that. Again, I know this video will come off as strange to a few of you because you don't know exactly what this channel was before it evolved into what it is today, but I, for once, want to go back in time a little and reminisce how exactly Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama's creation, changed my life. This is all coming from the heart, all improvised. This is no script, no nothing, just thoughts, and me, myself, and I. So if there's any abrupt cuts in this video while I'm editing, then just know that I'd either gone speechless or I couldn't really put words together, because this hurts a lot, especially just accepting it all, accepting it that it's real, and that Akira is actually gone, just like Takahashi all those years back. So before we begin, I want to sincerely thank every single one of you here that have decided to stay and listen to the entirety of this video. I very much appreciate it. I just need to let out tears, no tears, with all my heart. No script, no nothing. Just go back to simpler times, So, by all means, with all my heart, thank you for deciding to stay. Because I have a feeling this video is going to be a very lengthy one. So, without any hesitation or without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go back a decade or so. Decade and some change, and talk about how exactly Dragon Ball shaped me and made me become the person that I am today. So, let's do this. So, this story, it's gonna start back when I was a meager 8-year-old. I remember being introduced to Dragon Ball in an extremely sporadic way. I didn't know it existed. I didn't know any of it. But the way I was introduced to Dragon Ball was extremely strange. And it's thanks to my uncle that I carry it in my heart now. So I was introduced to Dragon Ball through my uncle, but my first media exposure to it was the Kaioken ×4 and Galick Gun. You know, that one episode with Vegeta invading Earth and all that stuff, with Nappa and Goku having to beat the crap out of him. That was how I was introduced to Dragon Ball. My beginnings with Dragon Ball weren't really the best. Funny to say this, but I didn't like Dragon Ball immediately when I was first introduced to it, because I didn't understand the concept of it. So I paid it no mind, and as any 9-year-old would do, you know, they'd forget about it and not pay attention to it, especially if it's something so little as that. You don't like it, then, you know, you tend to avoid it when you're younger. Fast forward, when I was about to begin high school in Illinois. I'd moved out of state the summer of 2012. I remember graduating from 8th grade, or, well, you know, little graduation ceremony, and I got hit with the news that we would be moving out of state from Texas all the way up north to Illinois, and it came as a surprise to me, but, you know, being that young and being exposed to travel, it's wondrous, but that all started to melt down the moment that I had recently moved into Illinois. It's a city near Chicago. I won't exactly specify where I had moved in, but it is near Chicago. But being new to this high school, it made me feel extremely lonely. But there was light at the end of the tunnel of it also. My mother had found, I'd like to call him a parental figure now. He has no connection to me whatsoever. It was just someone that my mom found, and fortunately enough, he was the one that reintroduced me to Dragon Ball. And everybody knows here, everybody that has been with me since the beginning, they know about my infatuation with Cell, and how much I love him. It's not, I don't love Cell because of his perfect form, or because of, how cool he is. Like, he's very fucking cool, like, believe me. But the reason I love Cell so much is because my 12-year-old self back then, well, not really 12-year-old self, but maybe 13, 14, because I was a 98 baby. My 13, 14-year-old self back then, this parental figure reintroduced me to Dragon Ball, and the first thing that I saw was Cell. I remember it like it was yesterday. He just finished absorbing Android 18, and there was this whole fiasco, little light show, and him becoming, turning into his perfect form and whatnot. If it weren't for that specific moment in my life, I wouldn't be here right now. Because from that moment forward, I began to take Dragon Ball into consideration, and I started watching it. This is why I have such an infatuation with Cell, why I hold him so dear to me. It's because he was the reason that I got into Dragon Ball, that I gave Dragon Ball a second chance in my life. And if it weren't for him, then I probably wouldn't be here right now. So that was during the fall that I started high school. I was a very, very quiet kid, especially since I was nervous to talk to people. But after my exposure to Dragon Ball, it gave me something new to talk about. It opened doors for me back then. All of a sudden, my 13-year-old lonely self, 14-year-old lonely little self finally had friends to talk to about Dragon Ball. I was recognized as the biggest Dragon Ball nerd throughout all of my classes, throughout my freshman, sophomore, junior year, and high school year. I was known as quote-unquote Goku since I was just so obsessed with Dragon Ball, and that is the name that I still take to heart to this day. It's a nickname that I've grown fond of, liked. Dragon Ball. It's the reason that I was able to pull through high school. And after high school, it was the reason that I became what I am today. I remember when I graduated high school, and that summer I was bound to go back to Texas again. And that summer of 2016 was when Dragon Ball Super had started. I don't exactly remember the dates, but it was June of 2016 that right after I graduated from high school, I moved back to Texas. And that's when Dragon Ball Super came out, and me having watched all of Dragon Ball Z while I was in high school, I was excited. Something for me to look forward to, other than, Sailor Moon and all of that stuff I was watching back then. Since Sailor Moon had its crystal release, or reboot, quote unquote, it gave me something to look forward to, and I don't remember when History of Trunks was released, but I do remember that it was during my birthday week. And because of that, I had decided to pursue that something that would seriously, detrimentally, severely shape me into what I am and take me down the road where I am today. And with all of these other, we'd like to call them character channels back then. There was a whole bunch of them, but the most noteworthy ones that I looked up to was Prince Vegeta and Bulma Bunny and all of those big guys. And I remember one fragment in my life specifically where I'd taken the chance to become a quote-unquote character channel as well, that I'd popped into one of Vegeta's streams and he noticed me and all that stuff, and that it shaped quite a big portion of my life to where I am today. So this was unheard of back in 2017, 2016. I don't exactly remember when I started doing this, but I just know that the beginnings of this channel was because my original one was taken down not even a year after its creation. I created the character known as Lady Zamasu, and I after that started to do my own little thing, and remember building a fan base that would lead me to meet so many people in my life, so many friendships that to this day still hold true. It was through Cell that I was even able to experience any of this. And it was all thanks to Dragon Ball Super and the Goku Black arc that basically have me where I am right now. I became a character channel. I created Lady Zamasu and all of these other voices that you know me through because of Cell, because of Toriyama, because of the Goku Black Saga. Because without that, I heavily doubt that I'd be here. That Lady Zamasu wouldn't exist. It feels so nice that I created something that was definitely out of the box back then. No one was doing any gender bent character channels back then. As for today, I've seen a few, but it feels nice to have started something, and that's why I love the nickname La Reina de la Rule 63, which translates to the Queen of Rule 63, because it takes me back to when I first started this, when I first became Lady Zamasu and created all of these characters and made voices for them and all of that stuff. That's why I have so many so many of the people that I know today. And I seriously do not know where I'd be if it weren't for that fateful day. Back when my lonely self was just starting high school. I wouldn't be here. It was thanks to Dragon Ball, to Akira Toriyama and his creation, that I am what I am right now, and I have what I have right now. I wouldn't have met CL. I wouldn't have met Coda. I wouldn't have met Abridged, Justin. I wouldn't have met Koi and everybody else that created such a big impact in my life. I seriously wouldn't know what I'd be doing right now if it weren't for that. And it pains me so much to know that the person, the creator behind it all, is gone now. It's so surreal. Because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here right now. That's why, from the bottom of my heart, Toriyama, I know you're not with us anymore. But from the bottom of my heart to the heavens above, I thank you. I thank you for creating the wonder that is Dragon Ball. For creating a home for me. For giving me the opportunity, shaping me into what I have now. And how far I've come. Because Zarbi wouldn't have existed. Lady Zamasu wouldn't have existed. Frieza wouldn't have existed. And all of the characters that I decided to gender bend from your glorious series. If it weren't for you, and if it weren't for Sal, your creation, a character that I'm so deeply infatuated with, that I love with all my heart, I wouldn't have the public that I have right now. The people that I stream to. The friends that I have to talk to now. And that I talk to, I vibe with. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart to the heavens above, thank you. Thank you for blessing me with this opportunity, for allowing me to become Lady Zamasu and all of these fantastic characters that I created through your creation. Thank you for giving me all of these friends to talk to, for allowing me to have the friends that I have right now, and keeping the real ones. I wholeheartedly thank you. And I sincerely hope that you rest in peace. Just like Takahashi with his Yu-Gi-Oh creation, and and his death coming about so suddenly, just like yours. It feels so surreal, but I just know that you're no longer with us, so if you can hear us from the heavens above, just thank you. Thank you for blessing me with the friends that I have to this day. For the people that have stayed and supported me. The public that you have granted me. Granted me the hugest honor of loving, cherishing, talking to, and just sharing a moment with. I sincerely thank you for that. And I hope that you rest in peace. You may be gone, but you've left us all with a huge work of art that is your creation. Again, thank you. Toriyama, thank you for your wondrous creation. Thank you for creating Cell and creating a home for my younger self that had nobody to talk to, that was scared of talking to people back then, especially at such a drastic time of my life where I was given change. I was introduced to something new. Thank you. Thank you. You will never be forgotten.